Okay, so here we are in the centre of Rushden. This is our YouTube video. So we're going to do a longer video showing all the in-depth parts of what we're doing to the property and the thought process and stuff behind it. So this is the property here. We'll be looking at all the frontages of what we're going to be doing and thinking of, etc. So okay, so let's get across. It's quite busy, and to get a good shot without people walking by is quite difficult, but here we are. Okay, so a bit more peace and quiet now. This is the property. This is what we've got. We purchased it recently, so time filming right now, we're in September 2023. The purchase completed just last month. It was purchased through an estate agent. I think it was originally on for offers over 200. I offered 165. They initially rejected it, and then a week or two later they came back and just said, okay, fine, we'll take the offer. But it was conditional that it was quick. So it was only agreed just a couple of months ago. And I think it had to be done by the end of July, end of August. I think it actually completed 1st of August, actually, now I'm thinking about it. But yeah, so this is what we've got. It's a very, very big property. So it's commercial on the ground floor, and we've got prior approval planning for 2 flats on the uppers. What we're doing is we are applying for planning permission for 1 2-bed flat on the uppers instead, which will be a much more sort of bigger space. It means that we don't have to mess around with different utilities and things like that as well. We're still undecided about how exactly we're going to go forward, so we'll do another YouTube video probably towards the end, either at the end or halfway through. We'll see how we get on. It's quite quirky, this property. It's a really good looking property to see. So I'll show you, I guess, all our thinkings, and you can try and make up your own mind, or maybe we got something wrong or whatever, and you can put that in the comments as well. But yeah, I'll talk about the planning that we've got. So the planning is to separate the frontage. So it's got so this retains, and then this turns into a door. There's then a corridor going along, and it goes upstairs, and then that's the 2-bed flat on the top floor. This will then retain as a shop. I'm going to see if we can change the frontage. If you rewind, you might be able to see next doors, which kind of looks a bit more better, but this one's more traditional. So what's better, the more sort of modern look or the traditional look? This kind of design with the arches and stuff. I don't know, kind of a bit more oldie worldy, but at the same time, it's actually not. It's just sort of, I don't know, kind of 80s PVC or something. So it's not like old. It's not like it was wooden or anything like that. And we're going to be ripping out anything that's really, really old. But it might be a copy of what it used to look like. So I don't know. There's something that maybe we can do with this frontage to make it look better. And we've got to do something anyway, because we've got to change that front door. And by the time that we get the planning for it, because we'll probably need planning to do that. I will have a look though, because I'm not sure, because I think we're in a conservation area. I think so, maybe. I'm not sure. But we need to look into that, and we've also got windows that we'd ideally like to change, so maybe we could do all that at the same time. So all these sort of things that we've got to think about, and we've only just gone through the front door. So yeah, I'll show you as we go ahead. We've got this kind of height difference as we seem to. I think the land here almost goes up, and you'll see that more in the back garden sort of courtyard area as well. That we're on like a slope here. So as you can see, we've gone up 2 or 3 steps. So how we navigate that going forward remains to be seen. But I think So we're going to have a wall going here to separate this corridor to go straight upstairs, but I want there to be access to the rear for bins and things like that. So it will continue down this corridor and then connect up to the back, and then we've got this shop being connected to this section here. So we're probably going to have steps because we need to separate that with the shop, right? So we're probably going to have some steps going up here into here, and then that can have access out as well. And then of course the shop's going to have you know, a kitchenette and a toilet and things like that as well. So we'll probably put that in this middle section, unless we can somehow connect it to this back section as well. Which if we had the flat to be connected out the back, then we've got to have some sort of weird corridor where you've got kind of the shop here, and then another door here to get to maybe this office space. So all that's yet to be ironed out on exactly how that works, but the planning is all for just accommodation above, nothing really on the ground floor other than the adaptation at the front there. So quickly whilst we're here, so we've got this weird kind of courtyard. It's probably bigger than we think, but it is a very much a you know, a nothing space. We've got this extension here for next doors, and so we've just weird little area. And this is a funny section as well that I'll go up. So on the deeds, they when we purchased it, they split it off from this. So this actually came with the property, but when we purchased it, it didn't because they split it off. So I don't really know how that works. I assume they've got access from it from another bit. But this is where our boundary finishes. But take a look at this. This is very odd. They've got this massive retaining wall. I assume it's retaining. It's not just a big wall or whatever, because of the way it's been designed. I need to have a check on the other side to see exactly how high we are on the other side. But it looks like it's been there for a long time, so I've got no sort of issues with it. It's just a case of understanding the property, you know. Obviously they've done a extension here quite a long time ago. It kind of looks like almost like maybe a 40s extension, maybe sort of mid last century extension here, probably just to provide plumbing, you know, so the kitchen and the toilets and things like that. But yeah, we're kind of really enclosed here, so that's either a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah. So what we can do with this space, I'm not quite sure. We can make it looking nice, I guess. Okay, so we'll go upstairs. We'll check that out. Now this property is very big. So we've got 70 square meters on the first floor, 70 square meters on the ground floor, and I think 35 square meters on the top floor. So it's got a second story. So it's a really, really big property. And to put it into scale, I guess, your standard 2 up, 2 down is around 70 square meters. And this property's got 70 square meters just on the ground floor, and then another 70 square meters on the first floor, and then half of that upstairs. So it's really, really big property. So we're now in like the rear section. The rear section would have originally finished here, and so this is that sort of mid-century, mid-last century addition from, I reckon, about this point here. So you then look at these sort of style windows and things like that. So so this is the bit that we're not quite sure what to do with. So we're looking at doing our initial thoughts. So it's got planning permission for 1 2-bed apartment. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it into that, and then once it's used as that, once it's done as that, after a little while, we'll then convert it. This is the plan anyway, under permitted development rights, into a 4-bed HMO. So that's our plan. We think it works much better, provides a lot more accommodation, and you've got very, very good sized spaces here. Each room will have their own ensuite and their own kitchenette as well. So sort of independent living, but also the shared facilities as well. So we're unsure exactly how it will work, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, we've got some potential original features here in the chimneys. Again, do we knock all this through, or do we try and work with it? So if this is, say, Studio 1, how would we plan it all out? I think the obvious one is that we'll have this back area here as like the ensuite, right? And then maybe this could be the bedroom, that could be the kitchen. Maybe the other way around, I don't know. But let us know what you think. There is a gym next door, and apparently there used to be stairs here going into next door. And if you put your ear to it, you can still hear that. Well, you can hear that gym. So we need to work out a way in which we can sort of soundproof it a bit more. So we need to look into that. So this would be then room 2, Studio 2. Again, potentially some nice features here that we would like to retain, but we'll see what our layout does. This area here is a big unknown, because the beneath us, the room beneath us, right here, only goes up to here, this space here. So underneath my feet right now is the solid brick wall. But this obviously extends past this way. So to make the shop bigger, they've not got a wall underneath here, they've got a wall here. Does that make sense? So what is this? What's this? It seems pretty solid, right? No one knows what it is. So we've got a bit of investigation. I've got a feeling that I reckon they might have just done a big brick wall, like thicker, underneath here and underneath the chimney next door as well in that room, because there's no sign of any chimney in the shop, and it's brick behind that. So there would have needed to be some sort of support underneath that. So we're going to get it all stripped out and see what's going on there. But yeah, this is Studio 2. Okay, so on to Studio 3, room 3, Studio 3. So these are nice big windows, but they are single glazed. It would make a lot more sense if we can redo these windows. They aren't traditional, so I think from a frontage point of view, it would make more sense to have them a lot more of a sort of traditional design, and then double glazed as well. So this is the nice big room that we have here. Again, we would love to keep this because it is really nice, but we'll have to see how it works. So I can imagine putting like a shower room here, something like that, maybe a kitchenette across there, and maybe a bed along here. We'll have to see how it works. But yeah, that's this room. On to room 4, Studio 4. Okay, so another big space. One lovely thing I like about this room is the views. You can see a lot of Rushden from here. It's helped because opposite us there isn't a big building. But yeah, really, really big space in here. So we can fit a kitchenette and a ensuite in here really easily. And we've also got this little add-on as well. So I'm not sure what we can do with this space, but we'll have to do something. And that's pretty much our lot. Now, sometimes I go into a property and I know exactly what I'm going to do. Right, it's really, really easy. The property sort of tells me what to do, or there's so much flexibility. This property is a little bit different because it's semi-commercial. It requires planning, and there's a few moving parts and mysteries that we need to find out. So I have left this a bit blank because we're not sure, we're not there yet, but in a short period of time, I'm sure we'll get there. So it purchased at 165. Just running through some sort of rough figures at the moment. I'm expecting the work, whatever we do, to be approximately maybe 120, something like that. Maybe a bit less, but we'll see how we get on. I'm expecting it to be worth, hopefully, if we can get, say, 4 rooms out of the top, and the commercial done right, and maybe about 350, something like that. So that should give us a nice little profit. But yeah, that's it for the moment. Yeah, it might be a bit boring, but because I've sort of gone through it all. But let us know what you think. Subscribe, follow, all that.